So welcome to this video on how to get set up and start trading with a Forex EA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the steps. So opening a trading account, getting a VPS and setting up the EA on your MetaTrader. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing you need to do is go onto Google and say open a trading account. As you can see, there's a lot of providers for trading accounts, so there will be quite a lot of scrolling to do and finding the best one. Now I personally use Forex. I do have an affiliate link, so I would say that, but I just find it quite easy to use. And you can also open cent accounts with Forex. You don't have to use it, but for this instance I am going to open with Forex. So from here all you're going to say is open an account. It will look similar on different websites, but it is the same thing. There will be a big button somewhere saying open a trading account. So once you say open an account, this is the screen that you will come to just to fill in a little bit of information. So what you need to do at this point is whichever EA you are using, you need to look at the recommended account size. So that includes the leverage as well. So for some EAs, you can actually use a cent account. So for me, I use a pro cent account, and what that does is it's better for when you're trading a smaller amount of capital. Others you will just use a regular account, so for that it'd just be an MT4 Pro account, and then obviously at that point you can choose the currency and choose the leverage as well. Now for this example I am just going to open a demo account because I do have my accounts already set up and trading. So you'll see when you look at when you click on one of these, it'll tell you the account type that is recommended. So if you're sort of new to trading, then they recommend a demo pro. Or if you're a bit more experienced, they recommend the demo ECN, but it'll also recommend a leverage as well. Now for this I am happy with the settings that are in there, so I will just go ahead with this. Once you put your password in, you can just confirm, and then from here you will find your account number and account password. So once you've opened your trading account, it is then time to get a VPS. Now the reason for a VPS is so you can just leave it running. It's literally just a remote PC that is running 24/7. So you know that if you have sort of a power outage or your Wi-Fi drops, whatever it may be, you're not going to miss any trades. So even though it is a monthly cost, I do recommend getting a VPS as it does help in the long run. For this, all we're going to search it on Google is Forex VPS. And now again, there's a lot of different ones to choose from, or that all offer, most of them offer good services, to be honest with you. You can't really go wrong, but it is worth doing a bit of reviewing and see what the ones that people recommend. Now myself, I do have a Forex VPS. I do actually have an affiliate link as well, so I'm not trying to, force people to use this one, but it's just one that I use just because I found it easy for me. I found the reviews really good, and so far it's not had any issues whatsoever. But again, I assume most of them are like that these days. So once you're on this website, all you're going to click on is Forex VPS plans, and you can see the bit of reviews and stuff here. But if we look at the actual plans, you can see the different types. Now this is completely up to you. I don't really have a recommendation what to use. I myself, I don't like Windows 2012, so I did go one up in order to get Windows 2019. In terms of the core and the disk space and stuff like that, provided you're not running a lot of EAs, you should be okay with just the basic one, to be honest with you, with the 2 GB of RAM. But like I say, I did go one up just in order to get the newer version of Windows. And you can see the different prices here, and these are on a monthly basis. So once you've decided on one, you're just going to say order now, and then you can choose your billing cycle and things like that. You can tick that if you want some extra help, so they'll actually set it up for you, but it is pretty basic. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Now bear in mind that this will come out monthly, so whichever date that you pay on, obviously that's when your monthly reoccurring bill is going to happen. You can actually change your payment methods and your payment dates and things like that once you've signed up. So all you're going to do is put your email address in there, and then obviously at that point you will put in your payment information and stuff like that. I won't really need to talk you through that. It's pretty self-explanatory, but if you do need any help, you do have this chat box down here, and you can basically just say I'm looking for new help. So once you've signed up for a VPS, you will have an email similar to this. So obviously I'm going off a Forex VPS one, but I assume they're also similar, which will tell you your IP port and your address. It'll also tell you your username and the password for the account. It will also have the steps to open the VPS there. So I actually have a Mac myself, so all I do is go onto the App Store and search for Microsoft Remote Desktop. And as you can see, it's this app here. And this is basically the same as everyone else gets on the Windows PCs, just you already have this installed. So from here, if you've not got anything, all you're going to do is click on this plus button and add PC. And this will be the IP address that's on the email. And once you've entered that, you can just press add, and then when you try to log into that is when it will ask you for your username and password, which again is just on the email. Now once you're into your VPS, it should look similar to this. This is the VPS I use, so I have actually got a couple of things already here that you might not have. But all you're going to do at this point is open Chrome or Internet Explorer, and you're then going to search for your MetaTrader. Now the best thing to do is to get the download link from whichever trading account you open with. So for myself, it's Forex. So all I'm going to search is Forex MT4. But you will search whatever your trading account company is called, and then MT4, and usually there will be a link straight to their platform, straight to their website to download it. So we're going to click on that, and you'll see download MetaTrader 4. Again, it might look a little bit different whichever website you're using, but it's going to be there somewhere. And as you can see, this is now downloaded, so I'm going to click on that, click next, wait for that to download, and then click finish. Now this is why you get it from, this is why it's a good idea to download it from whichever your trading account is with, because it will automatically bring up the servers that they have got. So what you want to do now is you need to go to your email account and find the account details from when you open the account. You'll also see the server, so obviously whichever server that is the one that you need to use. So in our MT4 here, we're going to click on Forex Demo Pro, click next, and then say existing trade account because you've already made one. You'll see the login and password there, and click finish. Now you should hear a sound effect meaning that you are logged in. You'll know it's right if you get these messages into your mailbox, and you will also see your balance there, so that's when you'll know that you've successfully logged in. Now at this point, what I would do then is I would then download the EA that you're going to be using. So this sort of varies as to where you're getting the EA from. So you might have it on an email, you might have it from the website, but obviously it's pretty self-explanatory what you need to do. You just need to download it. Now once it's downloaded, it should just be in your downloads folder. So for me, it's the GPX Forex robot that we will be using as an example. So once you've downloaded it and you've opened the file, it might be a zip file, it might just already look like this, an ex4 file, but these are the files that you need to find. Now what you want to do at this point, once you've found these files, is go back into your MT4, click on File, and then click on Open Data Folder, and you will see this window. Now you should receive these instructions when you're downloading EA, and which should tell you exactly what you need to do. But we'll be showing you an example of how I'm installing this particular EA, because it shouldn't be too different from this. But obviously you do need to follow the instructions that you get when you download the EA. But for me, I open MQL4, then Experts, and you can see there's already some EX4 folders in here. These are just ones that MT4 install automatically. But what we need to do is we need to open the download folder that we got, and we need to click and highlight all of these. You may only have one on your EA, or you may have multiple, but all of the EX4 folders you need to put in. So we right click and copy, and then copy from the downloads folder and paste into the MQL4 experts folder like that. Now as you can see, they are all in here, so you can close that and close that. Now if we have a look at our expert advisors, there isn't any there as yet, but what we can do is right click on that and say refresh. You could also close the MT4 and then reopen it, and you should see them appear here. Now what you need to do at this point is you need to look on your EA instructions and find which charts that you need to be using. So on the GPX, so what we're going to do is close all these. Now on the GPS, I've already read the instructions, and it says to open up on the 1 hour time frame, and it'll also tell you the pair that you're going to be trading on. So for me it is GU, so I'm going to right click on GU, open up chart window. Now this has automatically gone onto the 1 hour, but it may be on the 4 hour, whatever it may be. You'll see what it's currently on up here or here. Now this is your time frames, these are your time frames here. So you need to make sure that whichever recommended chart that you are trading on from the instructions from your EA is the one that you're on. So once you've got the window open, the next thing to do is go over to Tools, Options, Expert Advisors, click Allow Automated Trading and Allow DLL Imports. Now this may be different on some, but you're always going to have to tick Allow Automated Trading. Now there may be websites that you need to add in here in order to get your EA working. but again, that's something that will come on the instructions. Now if you are to do that, you click on allow web request and then you would add it in there, but for this EA I don't actually need to do that, so we're just going to press OK, and you should see that button turn green. If you are to attach your EA and nothing happens, this may be one of the reasons. You need to make sure that that is clicked and green. Then what you do is you find your EA in the list here, so you may have different ones. So for me it is GU, so you need to make sure that I'm on GU, and drag it onto the time frame. You'll see some information here. Then you need to go through the different tabs and set up whichever way it was recommended you set up when you got the email. Another reason why your EA might not be working is on the common tab. You need to make sure that allow live trading is ticked on there as well, and allow DLL imports as well. Inputs is where your information is going to come from, so this is all your EA settings. So these can be tweaked on the recommended settings. I always say that you should use the recommended settings on any EA, as they're the ones that have usually been tested. Or you can also load in a set file. So if your EA comes with a set file, it means that this set is basically means the settings are already there to be used. Now I don't have any with this EA, but if you did, you will see that it will be found by using the set file, so it will turn up here. All you do is click on that and press open, and at that point that would change these recommended settings to whatever the set file is. Now if you don't have any, not a lot of EAs do, you are just going to go through and put in the recommended settings in there. You also may have to verify the account in order to make it trade. So this usually means it's just your email that you bought it with, or whatever it will say on the email, and sort of a password. So for me it is a CB receipt, and then all you'll do is you'll go through the different settings here to whichever it is that you recommended, and then at that point you're just going to press OK. Now they may have a window here which may say that the EA is working, it's verified, whatever else it may say. So I'm just waiting for this one to load in now, and as you can see it is successfully trading. Another way to tell is to see is if you've got the smiley face in the top right hand corner. If you don't have those things, go back through this video and make sure you follow it step by step, because as you can see the steps that I took for this particular EA have worked, and this is now trading. If you're on a VPS, you don't have to stay logged on. You can just close down your VPS window. Make sure you're closing the VPS window and not the actual MetaTrader 4. Now once that's closed, that will be trading in the background, so you can know that you can just leave it if you've got a reliable VPS. But one thing I like to do in order to make sure that I know my trades are being placed is I like to go back into the VPS, go onto Tools, Options, and then Notifications. Once you're in Notifications, I like to tick Enable Push Notifications, and then what you do is you download the MetaTrader 4 app onto your phone. And then once you're on the MetaTrader 4 app, in the bottom right hand corner you'll see settings. You click on settings and you will see chats and messages. You click on chats and messages, and at the bottom it will have a MetaTrader quote ID, and all you do in there is you fill in that ID in there, so that way when you do take any trades you get alerted to your phone, and that way you can keep an eye on your trades. But obviously you can just log back into your VPS at any point. It is just easier to have it on your phone if you don't always have access to a PC. And that is pretty much how to set up and start trading on an EA on a VPS. I hope this video helped. If it didn't, or if there's anything else that you need to know, please just let me know in the comments and I will address. I'm always happy to help, or if you do have any recommendations for new videos, just let me know as well. But thanks very much for watching.